Hi everyone, Crafty Kim here. I just wanted to come on here and say hello. I hope that you all are having a good day. I wanted to get at least one Christmas video for you out before the holiday. It's cutting it close, I know. So my New Year's resolution will be to try to get these videos out in a more appropriate time so that everyone can actually do the crafts before the holiday. But I was able to get 3 done, so I'm happy with that. I hope you guys enjoy these 3 DIYs I did. It's mostly Dollar Tree items, and I had fun doing it. I had so many other ideas, but just no time to do them, so it's pretty sad. But I'll be doing some more winter kind of decor DIYs coming up, so look forward to that. And I just wanted to say I hope everyone has a safe and very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Let's hope for a better 2021. And my New Year's resolution will definitely be to get these videos out on time and hopefully do more for you. Thanks for watching and have a great day.
So for DIY number 1, we're making a wreath, and I used this foam wreath form from Dollar Tree and this scarf from Dollar Tree. And then I just picked up some of these garland ties and other little odds and ends from Dollar Tree to fill in the wreath. I had these jingle bells already, but you can probably find some at Walmart, or I'm not sure if Dollar Tree has them. And then just some LED lights from Dollar Tree as well. So the first step is just going to be to open up the scarf, and we're going to fold that so that we can wrap it around the wreath. So here you can see I folded each side of the scarf in so that each edge has a more rounded look instead of the edge of the scarf showing. And then I just start by wrapping it all around the wreath, but I leave a little bit of a tail when I start because I want it to look kind of like the scarf is hanging once we're done. And when you get to the end, the scarf piece that hangs will be opposite of the one that you started with, but that's okay. And I'm just going to use some hot glue to hold the ends of the scarf in place. So now taking the garland ties from Dollar Tree, I fold it in half and then kind of pinch it at the end. I wanted these to be a little bit thicker than what they were, and this ended up working out okay. And I'm just kind of arranging them where I want them to go because we will be gluing this onto the wreath. I'm pinching 3 of them together and then taking another tie and wrapping it around to hold them in place. Then just using a decent amount of hot glue, I'm just gluing it directly onto the scarf on the front of the wreath where I want it to go. I just do some glue for each piece, and then I'll start adding in some berries and other things as well, and I'll just let you watch that part. Now I'm just adding in some of the jingle bells, and I'm just again using hot glue and just sticking them wherever I feel I want them. I wanted some of the jingle bells to hang down with the scarf, so I took a piece of yarn from either side of the scarf, so you won't even know it's missing, and just tied it to the jingle bells, and then tied 2 jingle bells together, just making a knot at the top of the yarn, and then I just hot glued it right to the scarf under where those pine cones are. Now this step is completely optional. I decided I wanted to add a little bit of lights around the wreath. So I'm using a piece of ribbon to create sort of like a pocket on the back of the wreath to stick the battery part of the lights in. And I'm just using hot glue to stick this to the scarf. And this actually ended up working out pretty good to hold the lights, the battery part in place. As you can see, I flipped it around so that the wire is at the top of the pocket, so it's just easy to slide right out. When I originally bought lights, I bought green without realizing it, and I didn't like how the green lights looked, so I had these other lights on hand. The wire on these lights is white, so I decided to wrap the lights around the wreath, which I thought I recorded and I didn't. I apologize. But if you get the green wire lights, you can also wrap it into the greenery part of the wreath, which also looks very pretty. Using a pipe cleaner, I made a little hanger, and I'm just hot gluing it to the top of the wreath. I'm out of frame here, I apologize, but I do show you where the hanger is in 1 second. And that's it for the wreath. I think it turned out really cute. I love that it gives off just a little bit of a glow at night hanging on my door. And like I said, you could certainly put the lights into the greenery. That was my original thought, but I didn't like the white wire in the green, so I just wrapped it around the wreath instead. But it also looks really nice without lights too, as shown here. So let me know which way you like it better. DIY number 2, you're going to need one of these round wood hanging decors from Dollar Tree, and then this is actually a witch hat form from Dollar Tree. I also picked up these clothespins from Dollar Tree as well. So just using my wire cutters, I'm cutting off the bottom part of the witch hat, so I just want to get rid of that rounded part. So I'm cutting off both sides and then at the bottom of the middle of the hat, and you'll see what I mean in 1 second. So you can do the base in any color you want. I decided just to use some antique wax and give it more of a stained look. So I'm using some E6000 and hot glue just to get a more strong hold. And I'm gonna glue the frame right into that little hole that this base has in it. Then just for some more stability, I add some hot glue around the top of the hole as well. Again, you can do the clothespins in any color you'd like. I decided just to stick with the antique wax on these as well. And so I'm just taking some of the Christmas cards I received this year and clipping them to the front of the tree. It's just a cute little way to display some of your Christmas cards or little notes, anything really. You could even decorate it with some lights or ornaments or anything you want. And here it is, super quick, super easy, little way to display some Christmas cards. I always get too much to put around my door frame, so this is a cute way to put any extras that I get. You could even add a star to the top of the tree if you want. I actually like the simple look of this, so I just kept it as is. I hope you guys enjoyed this one as much as I did. And for the third and final DIY, I have this Merry and Bright sign from Dollar Tree. Two of these fall signs from Dollar Tree, but they do have Christmas ones out that are the same size. And then these bamboo skewers are from Walmart, but I know that Dollar Tree sells skewers as well. And this super soft microfiber cloth from Dollar Tree. Please be very careful doing this step. I wanted to separate the words, so I'm just using my utility knife to carve out the front and the back to make it easier to break apart. And it's actually a lot easier than it looks, so again, just be really careful. So I did mess up when I cut this out. I cut off part of the ampersand, which is the and sign. So just be careful when you're doing it to make sure you keep that little piece on there. I did end up just gluing it with some wood glue and it was fine. Then just using my sanding block from Dollar Tree, I'm just getting rid of those rough edges. And now I'm just using my Waverly chalk paint with the color red to paint the words. I don't do the back. You can do that if you want, but I just did the front and then inside the little sides of all the letters. Now it's time to prepare our little holders. So I'm just gluing these two signs together and then I'm gonna do my faux galvanized look on these. I have other videos to explain how to get this look, but basically I'm just using a dark gray paint to put the first coat on. I do have a spray paint that works good, but it was so cold outside I didn't feel like doing that. Here I'm just adding silver over top of that, and then I'm going to sponge a darker gray all over it, and then a lighter gray, and that's it. Here I'm just kind of measuring out how high I want my words to be. As you can see, I have the skewer inside the little hanger that comes with these signs. I do end up using these just for extra stability to glue the skewers into, and you'll see that in a minute. And I'm just using some antique wax to give each skewer a coat. I decided I didn't want the red to be super bright, so I took some antique wax and just went over all of the letters, and I like how this looks much better. So just using some hot glue, I'm going to stick the skewer into the little hangers, and then I'm going to hot glue those to the inside of the sign. But before you hot glue the skewers into the sign, you need to put the words on. So I'm just lining up where I want the words to go, and I'm just hot gluing it right to the skewer. For some reinforcement, I'm just adding some hot glue to the skewer once it's already hot glued on, and this will just make it a little bit stronger. And now we're ready to hot glue the hanger part into the sign. For the ampersand symbol, I just glue it to the side of the inside of the frame instead of just gluing it to the bottom, because this will also help with stability of holding it in place. Now cutting strips of the cloth out, I'm going to use this as kind of like a fake snow to fill in the two signs. And here it is all finished. I really like how this looks very simple. You could add lights to it if you want. I just left it as is, and it just adds a little pop of color to any place that you put it. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope everyone has a safe and very Merry Christmas and also a Happy New Year, and I will see you next time.